Hello everyone. I'm recording this video with a very emotional and anger or disappointment or you name it, everything together. And you all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what is happening in Libya. This is not something to be seen every other day. Some of the videos you don't even want to look at it with. Why? What is happening in our continent? What's happening to our people? Don't they matter? Why this slavery and this selling of organs of human beings just because they're desperate, they do not know what is happening, trying to get to opportunities to reach a better life or better for their children in the condition that even they put their whole family in such a condition means there is something wrong somewhere. And we all know about it and we knew about it. This is a product of dead aid that has been going on for years. And now it's affecting each and in the European, the same countries or Western world that have been supporting this aid. It has not worked. This has to be changed. We have seen the governments that are not supporting a lot in terms of they're either very corrupt, as we all know. This is not something new, and we cannot be able to use the same method that are not working. Our people are dying. These people are very educated people. As you can see and can hear, they're speaking very good English and they have education. Some of them, I'm sure they have degrees, but they lack opportunities. That's why they're coming to here in Europe, trying to get a better opportunity. And being taken advantage of this, it's absolutely not, it's very inhuman. In any ethical way of life, nobody should be able to kill or watch somebody dying. It's becoming very common now to watch this video and seeing people dying and people looking at it and assuming, oh, it's very normal, it's okay, and people are not reacting. It's like an everyday thing. And we as humans, and I'm hoping there are people who are humans out there who are really seeing this and they taking action, not just sitting and watching and waiting for others to do the action. This is not the way to go. I am in the diaspora and I'm calling out to all the diasporas outside there. We have a big community here. We need to share all this information that we are seeing, however much you think it's a publicity that they have put it up. But we should send a message to our people. You have contact of your relatives back home or in these countries where they're being affected, especially the Western African. Tell them the situation. They have no idea what they're going into. They're paying money to people who are also very desperate. Libya also is suffering, having their own problems. They need to survive, and they're using these opportunities to get money to survive. And using slavery and people watching it is not okay. Having people in this cabin places like stocks waiting to be sold, seeing how it's happening on the seaside and how the organs are being sold back to Europe, it's not something you can sit and watch. And everybody is sitting and waiting. What are you doing? What is your initiative about it? Is it that the world has become, we have to be survival for the fittest, sit down and try to wait for somebody to do something? Every country at the moment is fighting with its own problems. In Africa, we need to sit down and fight our own problems. We are the most richest continent in the world. And now when I say richest continent in the world, I just saw the other day one of the company displaying a really huge diamond. The diamond was weighed 709 carats. This was the size of an egg, that much. It was discovered in Sierra Leone. As you all know, that Sierra Leone has suffered a lot. It's a country that's gone through civil war and it's really had a hard time to be able to be stable again. And the most disappointing part you see about this kind of car, they had written they're going to give 50% to build the infrastructure of 50% of the sale of the diamond will be given to Sierra Leone to build the infrastructure. When you hear infrastructure, the first thing you think of is the government, right? Back to the roots where the problem is coming from. Where if the 50% retail is great, beautiful, but why 50% should get 80%? How did this diamond also get to these people? Why is it not the Sierra Leone are really suffering? The country should be the most richest country in the world. Diamonds, everybody have diamonds, but not African. Why? It's not okay. This kind of resources shows how much we have in the continent. And this is not a story. Everybody knows about it. We have all this. The problem is our government. We all know where the problem is. Well, there is a solution to it. I think most of us know where the solution is. We have to use the diaspora. If that government is not doing the job, we can make maximum use of the diaspora. But what do I mean by the diaspora? Diaspora are the people of African descent who have been living in Europe, who have been speaking this language and in the system, educated with all this information, and they are ready to be part of the development of the continent. But they have not been given a chance to do this because other continents are being used to sell our country. Who should be able to sell our continent better than ourselves as a diaspora? We are the ones to send the information to RIAs together with the Europe and the investors who want to invest in Africa. And the technology, you don't need to move from one country to another one. We are very lucky. We are going to a phase where so many companies have, especially like India, they don't need to move from the continent or from the country. They stay there and they work with the European countries and they provide the services. Why can this system not develop in Africa? We have the potential. Our people are very educated. They have gone to schools and they have all this technology. All we need, if the government is failing us, there is another way to go around. Use the government, use the diaspora in the country to be able to give you the right problems that the country, whichever country it is that needs help. We have very good organization and good contact of people who have been going back to Africa and who have done researches trying to bring the diaspora to invest in Africa. But we need more support from the African Union and the European Union to be able to liaise with others and see how best we can use a different method of investing in Africa. And another issue that we are facing right now with the issue like we're seeing in migration, people coming from Europe to here, it can be solved with this kind of system because once we have the diaspora also working in Africa and liaising with the European countries, this will bring a financial stability also back home. As we all know, we all spend money back home. When we are here, we're sending money every other day to support the people and the education and the system. Everything will work. It's a very obvious way of developing a country back in this kind of situation. And then the migration at the moment, what a solution that could be there. We used to have green cards in US. Why don't we have the EU green cards? Then you would get the right people coming here to invest. The people who have good education, the people who are able to invest in the economy here in Europe, and at the same time they will be helping back at home. This is something that the EU or that could be invested and try to work around. Instead, if the governments are failing us, we cannot wait until the continent is we are losing all these people who are going through Libya and dying there. This is a loss for the continent. These are people who have been educated and we have lost them. And the people who have been left, probably they're the ones who cannot really manage to stay back and hold the continent to the way it is. This should be stopped. We have seen a lot of also, how can we talk. We at the moment everybody is talking, saying you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. But I am calling out at the moment to my fellow diaspora. Yes, you and you and you know yourself. Please share all those photos that you're seeing out there. Share with the community that people know what is going on. Some of them, they do not know what is happening here. Please share the photo. I've started a small initiative. I am a simple person here and I cannot afford to buy a whole flight, but I'm working with a team to collect funds of a whole flight to take some of the people who want to go back to the continent. And if they have the opportunity to get to the flight, we are looking for helpers to help us to raise funds. We have started on GoFundMe. If you want to be part of of us and support with that, we are very much welcome. And it's called Sponsor Flight Ticket out of Africa, out of Libya. I repeat that again. Hash Sponsor Flight Ticket out of Libya. It's a GoFundMe, and you're trying to get as much funds as possible to raise a 600,000 euro for a full flight. We are trying to reach to different airlines. If you're outside there, please, if you want to help us to reach out to such kind of now, please, you're welcome to support us. And you're calling out also to the diaspora to share. Please share. Share. We are losing. Only one share will save one life. We have lost millions of people in the sea and also been sold at organs. We will never recover them. We will never see them. Please share and tell the world what is happening out there, and also our continent, especially our people. They need to know what is happening. I have so much to say. It's very devastating, but I would like to stop there and hope, and not hope. I ask you, please, the diaspora, then you know who I'm talking to you to. Please share. Let's be the change we want to see, not waiting for others to do something for us. Let's be the change we want to see. Thank you.